I'm Carmine Gallo here with Hall of Fame quarterback Steve Young. We're talking about the new book, his autobiography, QB, My Life Behind the Spiral. And Steve, I was telling you earlier, this is not, to me, a sports book. It's a leadership book. You talk about overcoming adversity. You talk about living by example. You walk the talk. Tell us about that season where, if you're open about the story.
Too late now.
Tell us about the season where I
refuse to talk about anything.
You did not cash $4 million worth of checks. I believe that was your salary for the year because you felt as though you did not earn it.
So it goes back to, Bill Walsh had said, when I was stuck in Tampa Bay and I was going to have this chance to come to San Francisco, and Bill Walsh said to me, "Hey, Steve, we'd like you to come. Joe Montana's got 2 back surgeries. He's probably not going to play anymore." And I said, well, I'm sorry to hear that about Joe, but I'd be honored to come play. If he would have said, "Hey, Joe Montana's 100% and you need to come and back up," I probably would have said no. Might not have been the right decision, but I probably would have said no. I came thinking I was going to play. So when I got there and I wasn't playing, there was a tremendous amount of frustration about that. I felt like I was not doing anything valuable because I was being paid to play and I was watching. And it was half, I didn't feel like I was earning it, and half a form of protest because this was not the deal we made. You know what I mean?
But the numbers you put up were Hall of Fame numbers when you did.
I know, so that's why it was funny. It's like I was playing just enough to let inform me that I was ready to go do this, and it was just enough to be frustrating because I wasn't getting all the time.
Overcoming obstacles, another big theme of the book. You're very open about your extreme anxiety that you felt throughout much of your career, but I don't think a lot of people know the story that, at least not non-sports fans, may not appreciate, that you were 8th string at BYU.
Yeah.
You don't even suit up. Do you even? They gave you tickets to go watch from the stadium.
They did.
Okay, take us through the mind of a champion. How do you get past that mental hurdle and still say, "I have a dream to fulfill"?
I don't think, first of all, when it's like that, 8th string, there's a real sense of it's very forlorn, right? How am I gonna do this? And so, yes, there's always a North Star. There's always something out there, but to me, it was really, and my dad was epitomized this, is every day I'm pressing into it. I'm going through it. I'm going to take it as a challenge. I'm not going to, and it's almost like incrementally, I'm not going to try to judge whether I'm getting to my goal. I just know that if I'm going to get there, I'm going to get there by pounding down the door every day. And you don't want to take inventory. If I would have taken inventory every day, how's that goal going about again? You're like, not so good.
Yeah.
But you don't want to do that. So I think I took the challenge of, people always with chips on my shoulder where the quarterback coach said, "Well, I'm not going to coach a lefty." It's like, well, yes, you are. I'm going to show you that it's worthwhile. Or, I'm 8th string, now I'm 6th, and now I'm 4th. And, I think it was important for me to take it incrementally because all of a sudden I look back 7 months later, after Jim McMahon missed a lot of the spring ball, and I was backing him up. I went from 8 in August to 2 in April. Yeah. No, I couldn't even fathom that. And I would, and said, "Oh, what, you made the goal when you reached it?" I'm like, I don't know if I made that goal. I knew that I didn't like where I was, and I was going to pound away at trying to make it better.
And you put in the hard work. I love this quote. If you want to be good at something, it takes practice, practice, and more practice. Terrific advice that applies to any field, whether it's sports, football, or what we do and what we talk about, which is public speaking and communication.
Sure.
You got to put in the practice.
It's like, all these great athletes that want to play, quarterback in the NFL, and they break in, and I've talked to a number of them. A number of them have reached out to me, like, what is the secret? And fundamentally, the secret, there's a certain bar of fundamental talent you have to throw the ball, to drop back, and, but to make the change from just an average guy to a great player, most of that is in the school classroom. Memorization, taking the data and just jamming it into your brain daily so that you can now, in real time, immediate recall, not recall in a couple seconds, but immediately, just instinctively recall all of this data. Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, the guys that are great, It's not physical as much as it is this work ethic to weekly, every day, have the discipline to go study and memorize and put the data in your brain.
Finally, I love this quote too. See, I've got so many quotes for the book. That's why I said it's not a sports book. It's a leadership
That's interesting.
book.
Like, I'm actually looking. Which quote was that?
You become a leader in times of trouble. Leaders emerge when things don't go well. When everyone else starts pointing fingers, a leader takes responsibility. I wish there was more of that character today.
This is important because one of the things that football informed me really clearly by trial and error. There's a moment when you throw an interception as a quarterback. The whole team naturally looks back at you, and there's a part of it that says, did you do that on purpose? Like, that was so obvious.
Yeah.
And there's this moment when they say, why did this happen? And you want to just respond with all the mitigation. You want to say, well, X, Y, and Z, and D, all this stuff. And it did happen, and it's true. It deflates every ability to go and perform well, because everybody now is off the hook, because I just made them off the hook. At the moment of truth, I told them all the things that went wrong. I finally changed it and turned in one day and said, you know what, it's my fault. I had the ball in my hands, and now it's in their hands, and I'm responsible. But I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go to the sideline, take a drink of water, come back on the field, let's go down and win the game. What happened is they go to the sideline, the coach says, what happened out there? For the first time, they say, well, I missed my guy. I turned the wrong way.
Yeah.
You infuse accountability at the moment of truth. When the lights are on, there's a moment of accountability where you can jump in as a leader and say, I'm responsible. And what it does is it allows everyone else to share the responsibility. It's an incredible thing, human behavior, that to me I learned in football. And I try to teach my kids. This is the moment, guys. The lights are on. Tell me your accountability. And 3 of my 4 kids can handle that, and one's like, I just can't do it. I'm not responsible.
And that is why you are in the Hall of Fame. Hey, you're a joy to speak with.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it, Carmine.